Alright, you ready? There we go. So we're about to do the outside pretrip inspection on the tractor and trailer in the field line. So we're gonna start by talking about the level of the truck first. So my truck should be level, my truck should not be leaning from one side or another, and from front or back. So you don't really have to give them an example of that, all the things that can cause your truck to be on level, but although I'm gonna give it to you guys because you might need it for reference. Okay, so if your truck is not level, you can cause by either a flat tire or front working suspension or a shifted cargo on one side or another. All right, then after we're talking about the levelness of the truck, now we're going to be talking about the engine compartment, starting with the passenger side. All right, pop the hood, come over here. We're going to start on the passenger side. We're going to talk about the coolant reservoir. Okay, so now on the pretrip inspection, when you do your pretrip inspection, to make it more easy for you, the first thing you gotta say, you're gonna have to name the name of the item that you're talking about, and also you're gonna have to check what type of material the item is made of. If it's made of plastic, or if it's metal, or if it's rubber. All right. So now, in my case, I'm gonna start with my coolant reservoir that's plastic, that's a hard plastic. I named the name of it, and I'm gonna come with properly mounted and secure. All right. So my coolant reservoir should be properly mounted and secure with nuts and bolts. That's what make it properly mounted and secure, and it should not be cracked or broken like I see over here. The cap and it should be present and hand tight. Also, my coolant or my fluid level should be between full and low. In this case, it's below low. We need to put some more coolant on it, and also I should not see no leak coming from my coolant reservoir. All right, moving on from the coolant reservoir, now we're going to be talking about all my hoses on the passenger side. All the hoses should be properly mounted and secure from end to end, or at each end. They should not be missing any clamps, any couplings, and fittings. All right, because they're made of rubber and they got fluid inside of them, we're gonna say they should not have no abrasion, no bubbles, no cut, and I should not see no leak coming from either one of my hoses. All right, moving on from those hoses, we're going to the driver's side. All right, so on the driver's side of my truck, we're gonna be talking about the leakage. We should not see no leak on the ground, no fresh puddles. If we do see leak or fresh puddles on the ground, it can come from, we got to give an example where they can come from. It can come from my engine oil, also my power steering fluid, my fuel. It can also come from my transmission fluid, and also we should not hear no leak coming from my air compressor. All right, moving on, we're going to be talking about my engine oil dipstick. So my engine oil dipstick, the purpose of it and each engine is to check the oil level on the engine. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna explain all, if I were to check my oil level, how I'm gonna do that. Okay, so you're not gonna have to do that on Thursday, you're just gonna explain how you can do it. So I'm gonna take it out, wipe it clean, and set inside, take it out again to read my oil level. My oil level should be between minimum and maximum. All right, moving on from the dipstick, I'm gonna do my power steering reservoir. All right, so my power steering reservoir should be properly mounted and secure with nuts and bolts. It should not be cracked, it should not be broken. My power steering level should be between min and max. My both cap and it should be present and hand tight. And I should not see no leak coming from my power steering reservoir. In my power steering reservoir, I got two hoses, one on top, the other one is at the bottom. The two hoses should be properly mounted and secure from end to end, or at each end, with clamps and fittings. They should have no abrasion, no bubbles, no cut, and I should not see no leak coming from either one of my hoses, and they should be able to supply the power steering to the system. All right, moving on from the hoses, we're gonna be talking about my steering shaft. We call that steering shaft or steering column. Either way you want to call it, it should be properly mounted and secure. It should not be cracked, bent, or broken. All right, and it is holding together at each end with two universal joint. I got two universal joint right here, and on the top got two universal joint too. Okay, so those universal joints should be properly mounted and secure. They should not be cracked, they should not be broken, not missing any nuts or bolts. They should all be free from debris, and they should all be properly lubricated. Over here we need some grease because it's not lubricated. All right, move on from the U joint. We're going for the gearbox. This is my power steering gearbox. Should be properly mounted and secure to the frame of my truck with nuts and bolts. It should not be cracked, should not be broken, and I should not see no leak coming from my gearbox. All right, because it got power steering fluid inside of it. Over here, as I always say, there is two ways we can do this. We can keep going outside, do the rest of my steering component, or I can go in the inside and work my way outside. I like to go in the inside first, because if I'm doing it, I'm not gonna lose and forget to do the inside ones. All right, I'll go over here, start with my spring mounts. Okay, we call it spring mounts, spring bracket, or spring angles. Okay, I like spring mount better. I said my spring mounts, I have two, one on the front, the other one is on the back. It's that one right here. The two of them should be properly mounted and secured to the frame of my truck with nuts and bolts. They should not be cracked, they should not be broken. All right, inside of it, in between the leaf spring and the spring mount, and the inside we got a rubber bushing just like this one. All right, that rubber bushing should be properly mounted and secured. It should not be ripped, torn, frayed, cut, or dry rotted. It also should be free from debris and properly lubricated. Now we got the leaf spring.